extremely happy today, guys, because let me put some glasses. And I still have the little plastic in the front side because it looks dreamy. Alright, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Franco and welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video, guys, we're gonna be talking about a specific thing that I think every single creator ever experienced this kind of thing. I think it's not a taboo, it's not a cliche, it's something that I think every creator has the same problem, and it's making boring videos interesting. How do you make a video looks interesting, good for the audience, good for, I don't know, some sort of project that you have, or maybe you just don't have anything to record and you want to make something looks cool? Well, today's video we're gonna be touching that specifically because I'm gonna show you guys how to actually achieve a very cool looking images in terms of anything, audio, visuals, and everything that I have shown you and teach you in the latest video, guys. So yeah, let's just change location. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so we're back. In order for you to achieve a interesting looking video, you have to follow these 5 steps that I'm going to give you in order for you to have a interesting looking video and not a boring one. So first step, and I have been like repeating this step continuously because the better you understand this step, guys, the more you're going to achieve for your videos, the better look you're going to have for your projects, and just it's free. It's literally, you don't need to invest in any equipment in order for you to achieve this. So of course, guys, I am talking about the angles, the framing, and the basic guideline rules for your footage, guys. Like literally, you follow these steps and you will achieve a very interesting look for your projects. You don't even need to have anything, like I said before, like a special equipment in order for you to achieve something with the angles or the framing or the basic guidelines for, you know, for your projects. Because for example, by doing the angles, you are pretty much using the creativity there and you are giving your image a different look. By using the framing, you are positioning the subject in the right part of the video in order for the subject to be the main attention for your video. And using the guideline will apply basically everything that framing and angles apply. Like using lines to align the subject will give that interesting look for your images. Like for example, right now I'm going to just do it in the editing because I don't exactly know where the lines are right now, but I can see like this right here is a line and it's literally drawing your attention to me because I am placed here. I put the camera in that position in purpose in order for me to achieve a guideline situation where the lines are bringing the attention to my face. So yeah, let's move on to the next step, and I'm gonna, every time I change step, I'm going to change angles and situations. And okay, moving on to the next step, ladies and gentlemen. So right now we're applying the rules that I teach you, the guidelines, guys. You can see how interesting this looks because this line is drawing the attentions to my face. But anyway, moving to the next step, guys, we're gonna be talking about doing close-ups, guys. This is something that literally maybe 50% of the creators use this for their projects, but doing close-up, guys, is pretty much one of the most interesting to look. Doesn't matter what actually you're recording. When you're doing a close-up, you are looking at something that normally the human eye it's not looking. So creating close-up shots will create a different perspective to the viewer and will attract the viewer to stay a little bit longer to seeing your project or your video, movie slash whatever the heck is that you're doing. And yeah, just doing close-up, it's interesting to look. You cannot bait that. Like pretty much when you are watching like macro shots, that's something like very unusual. So creating macro shots is pretty interesting too, guys. The dog of the neighbor, he just literally hates me. Every time he sees me, he literally goes crazy. So yeah, guys, moving on to the next one because this dog is killing me. Sorry, I just had to call part shorter. And by the way, I'm using my house to create these different scenarios, so you can see that you don't need a specific place in order for you to achieve something good. By the way, I'm very sorry that you're listening to this dog. I'm sorry, I have no control, but yeah, I'm very sorry. The camera literally went out of battery, so I really don't know where it stopped. But yeah, guys, just try to be as much as creative as possible when doing like close-ups, because you don't want also to be like doing close-ups to literally everything. Just choose what are you going to do a close-up on. Just try to be logic when you're using the close-up shots. So yeah, guys, moving on to the next step, moving on to the next angle. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, for this I am literally using the step that I'm going to recommend you to use, and it's light and color contrast. I already explained this in the past video, so I'm not gonna go deep into this, but basically right now what I'm doing is a light contrast where you can see the shadows and the highlights in the same footage, in the same image, and I'm using it at my benefits. Remember guys, try to always place the subject in the shadows and try to expose always to the shadows. And then if you have the equipment for, like, say for example, to soften the highlights or the harsh light, then you use it for your advantage. If you don't have to, then just do like me, try to improvise and use what you have on hand in order for you to have the most cleanest images. Losing color contrast is basically like what I'm doing. I am dressed in white, or I mean this is like pitch blue. I don't even know what this color is. Light blue, and the wall is almost orange. It's like I don't even know what color is this, but yeah, I'm having a contrast. I'm not using the same color. Like for example, imagine if the wall was also white and I was dressed in white, like it will not have a contrast. The only contrast would have been me, like my skin tone with the, but yeah, using the light contrast and the color contrast will give you a significant change in your image, and I will also give you the cinematic look, guys. Like we're all searching for this, we're all searching for the same kind of look, which is the cinematic look. So yeah, moving on to the next angle and the next step. So this one is pretty much a cocky recommendation, but I'll definitely just try to be most specific on why I'm giving you this tip in order for you to achieve a better image. Just guys, I'm sorry, but you have to do and use the black bars. I think that's one of the most overused thing that pretty much beginners, cinematographers and filmmakers do. Just slap a black bars and it will automatically look more cinematic. Well, yes, because we all know that when you're using an anamorphic lenses, you will get the black bars automatically, like from literally from the lens, from the camera, straight from the camera. And if you're using like medium format or a film camera, you will get the sidebars, and that will give you a more cinematic look. So yeah, guys, just use the black bars if that's the ultimate resource that you are literally trying to use. Like for example, if you don't have anything else to like apply to your video and you want to add a little bit more spice, just add the black bars. I pretty much use it for every of my projects, but I choose how to use them, because sometimes I use them like slightly, like only like 50% of the original size, just for the image to look a little bit like tightened up or just close up. I don't even know how to explain it, but just know when to use it, because there's some projects that don't even need the black bars. Like you need to choose whether it is useful for the scenario that you're trying to do. You have to choose why the black bars will work fine for your project. Like don't just slap it in the image just for it to look cinematic. Yes, that was the purpose of this tip, but you know, changing it a little bit, just try to give it a purpose. Don't just do a project without any sense and slap a black bar because it will look more cinematic. No guys, that was not the advice, even though it sounded like it. All right, moving on. All right, for this last one, I just decided to be creative, because that's literally the advice that I'm going to give you right now. It's, guys, just try to be as creative as possible with all these tips. You don't have to like follow exactly how I'm teaching you to do things. I am just giving you the advice so you can use it as personally however you want, but following the rules will give you a more cinematic look instantly. But obviously, like I always said, rules are made to be broken. So broke the rules, guys. Just learn them first. Try to learn why is it important to use certain of the rules, and what type of image you will achieve by following the rules. And then after you master those steps, then the next step for you to learn is to break the rules, because breaking the rules will give a different perspective to your film, to the projects that you're doing, and that will help you to be different. Just try to be different. Don't do the things that everyone do, because you won't be a spotlight. You're just going to be a normal human being just doing human things. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you all so much for subscribing, for liking, for sharing, for commenting. That means a lot for me, especially when you comment and I see your guys' opinions or your love. That means the world for me. So please continue doing that. That's amazing for me. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you out in the next video. Peace. Probably I am blurred because guess what, I'm using a cinema lens.